What's going on, people? Welcome to Matic TV. I'm back with another discussion that needs to be had. This is live from an hotel room. I'm on a course. If you was wondering and are all getting stressed about me being kicked out of the house, no. I'm here for work reasons and work reasons only. It's painful, but I've got to be done. Joining me tonight, I've got my man, Cockney Red 99. Owen, how's it going, pal? You all good?
Yeah, all good. I mean, I'm still fucking upset about Sunday, but what can we do? We move on with life.
We move on, and we will move on to the comments and everyone's opinions on that in a minute. And back, not seen him for a while, not had him on for a while. It's going to be good because we've not spoke for a while, and it's going to be good to see Flawless's perspective on what has been going down at this football club. But Flawless, life, mate, how are you, my man? You good?
Yeah, man, I can't complain. Mine is Manchester United. Everything's great. You know what I'm saying? That. Zero complaints. They're the only trial and they're the only tribulation I have in my life is Manchester United. Everything else is fine.
Always, mate, in it at the moment. It is a stressful life being a United fan. I'll say that. Newcastle fans would probably say, shut your mouth right now, Adam, wouldn't they? And just say, yeah, you've got it okay. I mean, oh, God, I wouldn't like to be in that fan or a fan of that football club at the moment.
Facts.
The title of this is a problem that Ole has caused. We're going to get into what I think is a big problem, and is going to be a major problem for Ole, especially if he gets this contract extension, because there's videos have been surfacing, little clips of players, the unrest coming out in the press from the training ground. And I think we've got a bit of a split squad, guys. And I feel like we are starting to lose a few of these players and these players' confidence in the coaching staff, whether it be Ollie, whether it be who he's got working with him. So, I mean, first of all, we're going to get into the game. And if there was ever evidence that these players weren't completely on board with any direction, I mean, Owen, I'll start with you, Colin. The fact that we changed half a team. Half of that team that came in had never played before with each other in the whole season. And it showed, mate. It really showed, didn't it, pal?
I mean, a lot of people have been calling for Donny to get a game here and there. And, you know, the first couple of games that he got, he looked all right. But in the few recent games that he's had, I know he was injured and he's coming back. But he just doesn't look fit enough. He doesn't really look... He just doesn't seem to suit our style of play. In terms of if he's coming in to replace a Bruno, I don't think that's what he can possibly do. So I just can't see it, man. It was just terrible with that one. And then Fred and Maguire tweeted it saying that the two of them have shown about as much defensive awareness as me after 12 pints on a Saturday night. Like that was fuck. Honestly, man, I was watching it. Honestly, I was.
Mate, I think to watch it, you would have had to have had 12 pints, mate, for you to stay calm.
But I thought I was still drunk from Friday night. Like, I didn't know what was going on. I mean, the only good thing that came out of that entire game was Mason Greenwood getting on the score sheet because, I mean, he really needs it now. I think that's only his fifth of the season. Sunday even. So he needed that goal, and it was a good goal as well. But you thought that maybe might kick us on. But I mean, Kelechi Iheanacho, who has been shit for like 2 years, all of a sudden has just hit the form of his life, and he's turned into prime Odi and Igalo, and he terrorized our defense. So I mean, it's sad to see, but I mean, I think we've got to look at the youth players out on loan and hope that they come back next season and make a miracle for us, mate. I think that's the only prayer that we have at the moment.
Very interesting. I mean, Flawless, mate, people talk about Donny van der Beek there. I said it right at the start, before the game even started, do not expect anything from Donny van der Beek. And I had comments coming into me, mate, saying we've had our pants pulled down by Van der Sar with this and that. I'm just like, oh my God, guys. The guy's not played for over 2 months. He's coming back from an injury and he's playing with a team he's never played with before. He's been at the club nearly a year. And he doesn't have any cohesion or any sort of balance or actual knowledge of any one of these players in a game situation, mate. I felt sorry for the lad.
Yeah, pretty much. You touched on it there, talking about cohesion. The 11 that play together week in, week out, don't have any cohesion. So how do you expect somebody from the outside who's not played for 2 months, it's his first year in the country and at the team, to come in and hit the ground running? Is incredible. I say this all the time. That being said, people forget Dummy's world class. I'm not saying Donny's world class, but I'm saying that shows his skill level. That shows his talent, because most players in that situation are taking a touch or trying to shoot. So even though he's not going to get an assist for that and it will go down to Pogba, that's still an incredible moment, the way he's done that, the way he's dummied the ball and let the ball go. So I have to give him full credit for that. In terms of the team, like, this happens to everybody. It's not just Donny. I say this, talent suffers here. It doesn't matter if it's Donny, Martial, Cavani, Owen touched on it, Greenwood scored 5 goals. Everybody suffers here. When are we going to start looking at the manager? When are we going to start looking at the team, the people? You telling me all them players I named there were bad? Like, no. And the thing is, that's the worst part about the Leicester game, is it wasn't a shock. We've been playing like this all season. It's not like it was new and it was a one-off and it was a bad day at the office. We've been playing like this for the longest. It's just that we got punished. Yes, the goals we conceded were terrible. Leicester pretty much beat us in second gear, but this is what this manager is. This is why I want this manager gone, because he's just not good enough. And games like that show it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Becky's coming with a few comments already here. I mean, she's at the nail on the head with a few, what we were already talking about. And to be fair, I mean, it's like she says there, when Bruno came on, he's seen Donny and Pogba coming off. He came on with Scott McTominay and was left with him and Fred. We're
chasing the game, and this guy's got 2 holding midfielders on the pitch. We're chasing it in cup time, and we got 2 defensive midfielders on. Why? He made 4 changes, and they're all like for like. Change the shape. We're chasing the game.
This is the shape, mate. This is the shape. This is the shape I keep going on about. But I mean, we've talked about this Leicester game over and over again. I think I've done about 3 videos on it now. I was that pissed off with it, honestly. Oh my god! But I'm just going to put this picture up here. It pretty much is the thumbnail for the actual video, guys. So I'm just going to pop this on the screen here for you. I'm just going to ask some questions. I'll come to you first on it, Owen, mate. But looking at that picture there, mate. Now, I'm looking at the right-hand side in red, and I'm going, these are the players, for me, that have been isolated by Ole. Yeah? Yeah. And you know what? There is 60 million there that he spent in the summer, mate, on the red side that he's not utilised once this season, and people say he's not been backed. 40 million on Donny, and then we've got 20 million on Tellez there. Right, I mean, the dark side. Everyone in the comment section, looking at this picture right now, would you be any more, or would we be any more worse off with the red side of this picture playing instead? I know there's a few positions out here, and you could take probably Tellez away from this, because I'm not going to slag Luke Shaw off. And to get past Luke Shaw, it has to be a bad injury for Luke Shaw, because he's been brilliant. So you could take Tellez aside, but everyone else, I mean, is there anyone there that would do a worse job than what the others are doing right now? And no. But I'm saying this.
But you just look at the Bailly situation, man. When we were flirting with the possibility of 21, and you see me getting all giddy saying 21 is coming, and like giving it the Adam Makola vibes, like I was loving it. But it was because we had Bailly at centre half. Like Bailly was, the main one of the key reasons that we were, where we were at that time, and obviously Pogba as well coming straight back into form. But Bailly, this is the problem with him, is that he just cannot be relied upon in terms of he's too injury prone. But I feel like when he does get back fit, Ollie, then he's sort of back to his favouritism, and it seems like he just forgets about the good form that Bailly had and doesn't want to bring him straight back into the side. He's probably I just don't think Maguire and Lindelof suit each other to play together. I feel like Bailly works well with either of them, and the two of them don't work well together. And in terms of Axel, I don't even know what goes on with him. The poor lad, he gets injured every 2 minutes, and then he's had clangers here and there, and it just doesn't seem like it's going to work out for him. And I feel like I've always wanted it to work out for Axel. I love him. Always had high hopes for him. Like, I remember one of his first games away at Arsenal when I was there. Like I honestly really had high hopes for him. I cannot see him making it now. I just can't see him making the grade at United, and I think it's just going to be. I'm sad to say it, but I feel like it might be another youth prospect that just goes to waste. Sadly, I think he'll have a good career. Don't get me wrong there. I feel like he might move on, but I can't say I can't really see him staying beyond this summer if we're going to go looking for a new centre back.
No, that's it. I mean, flawless, mate. Looking at the Bailly situation there, mate. Now we know, and we've known that Ollie has played him in the cups, really, all through the season. We've had the League Cup, we've had FA Cups as and when we can get him in, and obviously every single game pretty much in the Europa League, mate. And then all of a sudden, when that Europa League becomes a bit tetchy and a bit important, no, sorry, Eric, you're not my man. And he ditches him to the sideline, mate. And as a player, personally, mate, I just want to know if the manager's doing this right now, can you put yourself in Eric Bailly's position right now? You've got to be able to understand where he's coming from, mate, because that to me says, I will never, ever, ever play an important game for his football club again, because all the semi-finals against City, not involved. Big games, not involved. Liverpool, whoever it may be, when he's been playing well, he just gets dropped for Lindelof, mate. So can you really blame Eric Bailly for, if he is kicking up a stink? I know it's reported, but even if he was, can you blame him?
No, I can't blame him whatsoever. And the reason why I can't blame him is if Lindelof and Maguire were playing well in front of him, you hold your hands up and say, you know what, the partnership's working, we're keeping plenty of clean sheets, they deserve their place in the team. It's not working. We've seen it not work for a long period of times, and I'm still not getting in. And I'm better than both of them. And they both play better next to me. So I completely understand where Bailly is coming from. Everybody can see, it doesn't matter if you're a United fan, a rival fan, whether you rate Lindelof or Maguire separately, together they're not a good partnership. Together they're not. Lindelof looks better next to Bailly. Maguire looks better next to Bailly. The majority of our worst defensive performances, I think minus the Spurs one, all come when those two are playing. Yes, Bailly is injury prone. So then knowing he's injury prone, play him one game off, one game on, but play him in the more important games. Play him in the semi-final. Play him when you're playing one of your top 6 rivals. And then when you're playing a lesser side, that's when Bailly comes in. So yeah, if Bailly's kicking up a fuss, I totally understand. But again, that leads back to
I'll come back to your super chat in a minute. Zar, but there, flawless, mate. Becky's just pretty much nailing what you're talking about there, mate.
Yeah. Just reminded, Bailly was dropped for Lindelof. He said in the cup game lost. And then Ollie played against Watford in the FA Cup. Bailly was man of the match against Villa. This game, but exactly my point.
That game against Villa, man, that felt like a turning point in the season when we won the league. We all fucking remember that. We all watched that and thought we won the league.
No. All I want to say is
we all had hope after that game.
Nah, I had no hope. No. I had no hope. What I said was, and I said this on many streams around that time, do I believe we are going to win the league? No. Is that going to stop me running this banter and singing 2020, 21 and 21? Absolutely not. I said I was going to ride it till the wheels fell off, and they fell off pretty quick. But I was still going to ride it. They fell off quick. People forget we were 6 points clear. I blinked and we're 17 points off in like 5 weeks or something like that.
It seemed like that, mate, didn't it? It did.
Blinked and it was over. Title race done.
Do you know what? That wasn't. It was like it was the weirdest title race I think I've ever seen in my life. Is it honestly? Honestly,
if you
I think I've had longer shits than that title race, man. That was honestly brutal.
It was.
Your timing. Why do you have to do that when I got a drink in my mouth, Owen, mate? Seriously, lad.
There, mate. We'll be getting a bill from that Holiday Inn.
Oh yeah, man. So I was saying that, and Busso there says a super chat. Cheers for that, mate. I'll come back to that. Like I said, Fred is a flawed player. He does one thing very well: loses the ball easily in possession, and his passing is bad. I'd say horrific, mate. I would say horrific. We have a lot of players like this. I mean, Fred's performance the other day, that brings us again into exactly the same conversation, but with different players, mate. In terms of Eric Bailly looking at Lindelof and Maguire, and I'm looking at Donny van der Beek. I'm going, everything that Fred's doing here, I can do and more. I mean, Owen, we've seen what Donny van der Beek did in the same position for Ajax, mate. People think that he's a number 10. He's not really a number 10. He's an 8. He's an 8, mate, who is clever with the ball. And when he's had a run of games, we can all see that he has got a role to play and he can adapt in different formations, mate. But looking at it again, Ollie keeps playing Fred. And here it comes again, people. I'm just going to put it back up. Just look at that grey side. I mean, Fred's
face is getting covered over for a reason, man. It's just, it's honestly.
I mean, I said it last week with Henderson in goal. Maguire and Lindelof actually started playing all right, and then their heads fell off completely. Well, do you know what? I'm just going to say this now because I think Lindelof's getting a bad rap in all of this because of Maguire a lot of the time as well. So I think he's not great, but I just feel like we shouldn't always be blaming Lindelof.
You know what? They both deserve blame. One thing I don't like about Lindelof is he's very passive. Like if you freeze frame when Manchester United are conceding goals, 9 times out of 10, Lindelof's nowhere to be seen. How are you the centre back and you're never around when at least Maguire, for all his faults, he's there trying to either prevent the mistake of his a mistake he's made or somebody else. Like that's my problem. Lindelof will tuck in so he doesn't have to. He's very non-confrontational, and I don't like that. And plus, adding the fact I don't think he's good enough anyway, and Maguire's just not good enough. So then when you mix them together, they're not good enough. And then you add 2 6s who are not 6s in front of him, they're not good enough. Because as bad as Fred is, and Fred was bad, McTominay isn't no better either. Like he's another one who.
That's harsh, mate. I think it's harsh.
I mean, you looked at what
I think it's harsh putting the two of them in the same bracket.
You look at this. I'll make a point on this. I'll bring this up actually. Now, Owen, mate. But Marcus, mate, I feel you've still got you down as a mod. Paul's not in tonight. I'm working overtime on these trolls in the comments, mate. So just whip them into action for me, mate, and just keep blocking the most obvious, and you'll know what I mean by that, Marcus. Cheers for that, pal. But you touched on it then. Fred was ridiculously horrific. I lost words of how to describe Fred at weekend. And then McTominay came on and tried to emulate how shit Fred was. Because it was his fault he gave the free kick away in the first place. And then he lost his man at the back post.
And that's my point is that they're both as bad as each other. But if you look at the reports, it'll only tell you about Fred. Not only did McTominay give away the free kick, which can happen, you've lost the unnatural. It's just as bad. I'm not saying you're saying that, but I'm just saying not you. But McTominay he hides as well. Like I said, most of the time when them two play together, McTominay has half the amount of touches Fred has. You man are both playing central midfield. How's Fred having 90 touches and you got 45? You're hiding.
Fred's winning the ball back and passing it to the fucking other team. Like, that's basically all he does. 90 touches doesn't mean shit. Do you know what I mean? Your 90 touches can be giving it to the other
your
side
90 touches, but at least what I'm saying is you're involved in that. Even on the pass accuracy, because I get all the numbers, shout out to Statman Baines and that. His pass accuracy is not that bad. McTominay gets away with murder, I'm telling you. If you check out their pass accuracies, McTominay is not that much clearer as Fred.
Let this here, what people, everyone in the comment section here, this is a perfect example of what Owen and Flawless are doing right now, is where the level of this football club has gone down to. We're arguing over Fred and McTominay. I mean, this is where we are at, people. This is the level and the standard of expectancy now at this football club. McTominay has chipped in this season and has probably had an all right season in spells, but spells are no good for this football club. And like Flawless said, he can give the ball away a lot. Fred, I have got no time for him at the moment at all. They're both shocking. And then you add me to the equation. Seriously, Matic, it makes you laugh, doesn't it? It's like, oh my God, that is our midfield. And
it's like he's running fucking treacle, man. Honestly,
mate, he's got concrete in his boots, mate.
The way he got done for the goal and that. How are you getting done for the 1-2 in that fashion? Yeah, 1-1-2 and it catches both the Tillerman's goal, and our whole midfield just gets cut open.
McFreddy's bad, but Fred and Matic. Oh God, good God! Wow. Go on, sorry, Owen. What was you going to say then, mate?
What I say about McTominay though is it's not like I ever want him to be our main starting midfielder. I think he's a fine squad player, as I've said before. Yeah. Whereas I don't even think Fred should be in our squad at this point. I'm not even going to lie. I just don't, because I'm not joking. It just seems like he can only win back the ball, and that is the only thing he can do.
Do you know what I said?
And I know it's not. And I know it's obviously it is a key quality to have in the midfield. But he doesn't offer much else.
You know what I said, Owen, last season, mate? I said when I was on the United stand, I remember being on a player rating show, and this was at the back end of last season, and think it was KG Flex, Saeed was all in there, all the big guns in there. And I came down on Fred and I said, even I'm in the bleeding comments now. Jesus, this guy just needs to just.
Oh, you get all the fake accounts and that. Yeah, he must do your job and that, man.
Everyone who we know.
It means you're doing bits, ads. That's all it means, mate. It means that some fucker wants to be you. So fuck him.
I come back to the channel and Adam Matic is rebranded and that. Adam Matic TV. I'm like, I'm with it. I didn't rebrand and that. Okay, let's go.
Marcus, get rid of me out the comments, mate. Cheers, pal. Oh, you know what? He's moving. Forget where was that now? You absolute knobhead. He did his job there well, didn't he? He did his job. He was on
the midfield options. That's what we're talking about.
Fred, what the heck? Fred, yeah, sorry, I was on the show. Yeah, I was on the show, and I said, problem I've got with Fred is I don't know where he fits. I think I've got an issue with Fred because I don't see a role that he plays or him telling me Fred plays this position and this is where he's going to play every week. I don't know where that is. I can't see him cementing a position in this team. The guy cost more 2 years earlier than what Bruno Fernandes cost us. You know what I mean? Added inflation onto that transfer, and there was concern about it at the time when it did go through with Pep reportedly wanting him. But I don't know if that's true now. It's looking like Fred would never get into a Pep team because he can't pass a ball. But for me, my main concern with Fred was I can't fit him in that team. I don't know where he plays or what his best position is. All he's trying to make him shoot. He's trying to make him be an attacking midfielder. Well, he's trying to turn him into a number 8, which I don't think he's going to be able to do flawless, mate, because I don't think he's got all the attributes, has he?
Yeah, it's one of them. It depends on what you roll, because one thing we know he can do is win the ball back. So that's where you have to put him into. It depends. Do you want to play him as a single 6? Do you want to play him as an 8? Yeah, because there's games where we've played and he's been phenomenal. Like set big games, he was poor, but it's City away comes to mind. Liverpool away when we got beat 2-0. The City one we won.
Perfect example, flawless, was first and second half against Milan.
Yeah, and you can see the improvements. But again, this all comes back to, and I say this, all roads lead to the dugout. It all comes back to the manager because he doesn't give these players the best possible platform. And our better players are suffering. So what do the lesser players have? Whether it's a Fred, whether it's a McTominay. Owen mentioned Axel, Greenwood. Look at the players I'm listing, like Martial, Cavani. Even Bruno and Rashford receive criticism with the goals and assists they get. Simply because we are not a team. We rely on individual
flawless, mate. How toothless were we? How toothless were we without Rashford and Bruno in a team now at weekends? So everyone can just take their necks, give him a bit of a corking back, and just settle down with that comment.
Yeah, it's one of them, because even when they have played at times, I don't know if they both played when we went the 3-0 draws and we went like 5 hours without scoring a goal, and I think they were both involved. Again, how do you have all this attacking talent, including Donny in the mix as well, and don't look like creating? Sometimes we don't look like creating chances. Never mind scoring. If we were creating and missing chances, I'd be like, fair enough. You know what I'm saying? That's we can deal with that.
Yeah, you're looking at the comments, Owen, yeah.
So, apparently Saeed's back again there now. Saeed.
Oh, is that another fake Saeed?
Saeed's been in 4 times tonight.
Fake Saeed's trying to lips us all, I think.
Yeah, there are people. Don't worry, people. Everyone who's coming who you think you might know is actually fake. So don't worry about it, guys.
Yeah. I'm sure people are modded on the channel as well. But yeah, it's nuts. You know what I'm saying? Like, we just get no service. Like, even the Cavani, we're chasing the game. He's our number 9, comes on the pitch 26 minutes and has 7 touches.
That's it. Dan, Man United, Dan. Mr. Dan United in with a super chat. Cheers, Dan, mate. When Ollie admits he's not doing the coaching, you know it's bad. Who is then? We have 0 experience in our coaching staff and no activity on the sideline. Yeah, it's like, you know what it's like? It's like a tag team on the sideline, isn't it, with our coaching staff? Is that whose turn is it? Oh, go on, McKenna, your turn. All right, Carrot, come on, you get in there.
Okay. If he's not doing the coaching, what is he doing?
I don't know what he's doing, mate. I really don't.
He doing? If he's not doing the coaching, what is he? Does he have no? See, that's why I don't believe that. Surely the manager is having some say in the coaching.
I think, you know what, Said, mate? Jesus. You know what, Flawless, mate? I think that Ollie has done his best work already. That's what I think. I think he's done his best work already. What he's done in changing the vibe, getting out some horrible viruses that were in that dressing room already, whether they were good players or not, they're gone. And you know what? He handled the Pogba situation really well after Mino Raiola came out, I thought he dealt with that really well. And Pogba has pretty much bailed him out since that comment. Facts. In a lot of games. He really has pulled him out the shit. But for me now, I'm looking at this guys now, and the first team, when it's doing well, is great. But I think this isolation from the second team, like in the picture we put up, he's now going to come back and bite him on the ass. Because, I don't know, did you guys see that little video clip of Donny? And his head down, giving everyone a high five, fist pump apart from Ollie, and then blanking Ollie walking off. I know video can be manipulated, but
how true
seriously.
That is, I understand, like I said, if the team's playing well and getting results, then you're on the bench is justified. But when the team's not playing well and hasn't been doing for a long period of time, when am I going to get my shot? And then I get my shot and I get dragged off after 60 minutes.
This is it. If you're a player, if you're that player, right, and you know you're only going to get an hour, where is your commitment to the cause?
Yeah.
And then when Ollie needs you, when everyone else is burnt out, which is what we're seeing right now, what sort of reaction is Ollie going to get?
That's
you know what I mean? Then everyone will come down on the players' backs again. I mean, knowing, mate, we talked about Bayer. We're into Donny van der Beek right now. I mean, Telles was worshipped over in Portugal. Captain, brilliant player.
I still think Telles. I don't think Telles was a bad signing, to be honest.
I don't, mate. I really don't, mate.
I think he's a great signing.
I like Telles.
I like.
You know what I would do? I would play Telles in front of Shaw. I would just give another forward action. Yeah, I'd play him as the winger.
See that, Adam? How are you coming up with better ideas than the manager?
This is it.
Why is the manager can't see that? That's a good idea.
If we did that and lost 3-0, like he'd get fucking crucified.
Yo, so he's gonna get.
Yeah, but are you gonna have the bottle to even try it? If you try the three at the back with Shaw is one of the three centre backs, and then Telles on the left.
Three. Okay, see that's
you could do either way.
Yes,
because we're not going to play a 4-4-2, are we ever?
No,
we're really not.
I thought you were talking about like his favorite 4-2-3-1, and then have Telles literally.
You could still try it, mate. You could still try it as an option when you've got a striker that can head a ball, which is another issue we've got, mate. Obviously, we ain't got box to box number 9s, have we? Box players, so it kind of takes that argument out of it. I mean, people in the comments there tell us he's average. Do we really know if he's average?
See, that is my whole entire
I don't think he's average at all.
He's not, but again...
he's well above average.
This is what this manager does, because if we fast forward 2 months ago, before the January transfer window, we would have been having the same conversation about Jesse Lingard. Look at him now. Look at Jesse Lingard now. This is the same exact conversation we would have been having. My man's gone to West Ham, 7 games, he's got like 5 goals and 2 assists. Yeah, and it's not even like he's just been playing cannon fodder. This guy's been doing it against top 6 sides. Been one of their better players because he's gone to a team, even though he's gone to a worse team with a worse manager with worse players, and he's performing better. Make that make sense.
This is it. Oh, people, hit that like button on your way through, guys. Over 200 people in the room with us right now. Subscribe button is right there in the bottom right-hand corner as well. Click on that if you want to see more content. The notification bell, click on that, because there's some crazy stuff coming up on this channel. Believe me, it's going to be fun. We have to do this to get ourselves through a season watching Manchester United. Yeah. I mean, next one I'm going to come on to, Owen, mate. I'm going to come to you on this one, pal. I don't think I've ever felt sorry. Donny, I felt sorry for him, but Axel this season, mate. We all thought this could be the season when he gets a chance, but is there any point in him being in this at this club, mate? Right now, straight answer. Is there any point?
No, I love Axel. I hope he gets a move to I mean, it could be a possibility that we maybe use him as a sweetener in order to get a deal for Grealish, as unlikely as that is. But it's a possibility in a relationship with that club. I like Axel. I've always liked him. I said earlier, I was at one of his first games, and I always thought he looked like a great defender. And he, after that loan he had at Villa, I remember him coming back and just thinking, right, he's going to come into the side now, and he's going to properly nail on. And I remember he played against Rochdale. We played against Rochdale at home, and he was captain in the League Cup, and that's where he's from originally. So it was a big deal for him. And I thought he'd sort of push on and make it in through that season. We got the song going in the Stretford end. I was thinking it looked like it was all made. It was all made for him, and then it just went tits up because the poor lad just keeps getting injured. And the only time he didn't seem to get consistently injured was when he was at Villa on loan. So I mean, I just think the likes of Aston Villa, or I think he's good enough to be a Premier League player, but I just feel like it's a waste having him here. I don't think Ollie fancies him. I don't know if he even suits. Maybe he doesn't suit United, but he's had great games, but he just can't seem to get a run together. So I really like the lad. So I'd like him to have a great career. So if he can get a good move for himself, I'd have no resentment against him whatsoever.
Becky says Ollie's killed Axel's confidence. So quickly at this super chat up here. This flawless, mate. This is a weird one for Mike. This one, even for you, Mike. I understand you're not happy with Ollie, mate, but Eddie Howe's not the answer for me. My man, sort it out. Ollie has reached his ceiling. Ollie and Eddie Howe on 18-month contract in at least tactical manager. Ollie is finished. I have had enough of boring footy.
The latter part of that, I don't agree with. The whole Ollie has reached his ceiling. I'm with you. I was with you.
Does Nuruddin still want Eddie Howe? Do you remember that one?
Mike Lilly there, you just had an AC Milan game, mate. You had an all right first half, a crap first half, mate. And then it just settled down and was all right. So half your comment was good, half of it was not for me.
The ceiling thing, I agree with. Ollie's done what he had to do to improve the squad. But Eddie Howe is not the answer, no. As much as I don't want Ollie in.
Do you remember that fan camp, though, when Nuruddin said that we should get Eddie Howe?
Is that what he said?
Nuruddin said that on a fan camp.
You know what? I'm glad I've never had
it. Fleck said it to him. He was like, Eddie Howe, man. He's the man. He's the man. He's going to take United forward. You know what? That's why I'm glad I've never done a fan camp, because you know your head's hot after game. So you're going to say them ones in it. You're going to have one of them. I know I've said something on a stream that I regret. It's just not come out yet. You know what I'm saying? Someone's pulled up and you said this. Definitely.
Yeah, I'm waiting for that. I mean, I know I'm at a level and everyone's watching and waiting for something to go wrong because I've actually been memed. So
did you get memed?
I've been memed, yeah. So
I got TikTok the other day.
Yeah.
Sorry?
I got TikTok the other day saying Fred is shit.
I've seen it, mate. I put that up. That was the cracker, that one. That was the crack. You know what it was?
It was me.
It was the last guy. It was the last guy in that Burnley accent. We're fucking useless.
He was literally but he literally sounded depressed. Like it was actually quite sad. Like he wanted to give the geezer a hug. Like he just sounded really upset at his voice.
Mate, can you imagine what it'd be like at fan cams right now outside? How toxic this fan base would be right now. Lockdown has saved me as some serious aggro. I mean, someone just said there in the comment, I can't see where it was now, about me going having a cameo on United Stand just to put Ricky in his place. I know Jay went in on to Ricky last night on the show. Maybe a bit over the top, to be honest. Ricky has his views. I know how Ricky works. I know what he's like. We speak privately, and it is what it is. He has his crazy way of playing football. He just likes that style of football, guys. He's never going to change, and it's just the way he likes to see his football. I can't understand it. For a guy who grew up on Ferguson and how Ferguson played football, it's baffling. But this is what I think has happened to the fan base in lockdown. It's gone absolutely crazy. But I'm just going back to a quick super chat there. We are Man United, but any of the top 8 teams in the league, their midfield would walk into this McFred midfield. It's embarrassing. That is a fair point, Flawless, mate. I mean, I looked at Leicester's midfield of Ndidi and Tielemans, and I went, oh, there's the United standard right there, if you're going off nostalgia.
That is true, but then again, I keep saying this. Who keeps playing McFred? Is the manager? Do I believe they're both good enough and should be starting for where we want to be? No. But again, the manager needs to be held accountable because you continue to pick these players. And people say, oh, he's got no one else who can play there. There's a £40 million player that you signed in the summer that you refuse to play for whatever reason. Try something different. We can clearly see he's the only person who think McFred works. Game in, game out. There's games for it, PSG away, etc. There's certain games where it can work. City away. I think they both played as well, but not when you're at home and trying to win a game. Not when you're in the FA Cup time. Have McFred on the field, no. So again, that comes down to the manager.
That's it. I mean, Owen, mate, has he got any excuse when he spent 90 million in the summer in the middle of a pandemic and used £0 worth of that?
We did spend 90 million.
We did. Diallo was 30 odd. Donny was 40.
Diallo was 20.
It was 30 million.
It's 20 million.
Doesn't matter, mate. If you're watching Sky Sports, they had all the add-ons on, mate. So that's what I'm going off, because Sky Sports is real.
The add-ons on. if the add-ons were the case with Martial, it's not going to happen. He's not going to win the fucking Ballon d'Or.
Who the hell? I mean, that was probably Ed Woodward's best negotiating ploy ever. In an era of Messi and Ronaldo, Martial's price tag would go up if he wins the Ballon d'Or. What idiot was working at Monaco when that negotiating table was set up, man? What? I mean, Martial's good, but Ballon d'Or? Come on now, people.
No, he tried to do that with Wan-Bissaka when we signed him from Palace. He offered, it was 40 million, and then I think it was 5 mil if we won the league and 5 mil if we won the Champions League. And Palace just laughed at us and basically were like, "You're in the Europa League." What was like? Where's the logic in that? But like Ed Woodward, mate, he's just let's not talk about Ed Woodward because I'll talk for about 45 minutes about how much I hate that prick. But
yeah, I mean, Owen, this super chat's coming straight to you, mate, here because I know you're trying to try and defend it constantly, mate. Yeah. And all credit to you for it, mate. But how can we justify playing 6 defensive players at home against weak teams? That's not United. Ollie's far too negative. Potts should have been appointed. It's like Saeed just sent you a super chat there, Owen, mate. That's exactly what it's like.
Flying at me.
Serious,
me and Saeed just flying at each other in the group chat.
Facts, man. We should have appointed Potts. You get me? That's it's Manchester United Football Club.
Shoulda, woulda, coulda, mate. I mean, if my auntie had bubbles, she'd be my uncle. It's just not going to happen now.
Yeah.
I don't see.
We should sign. I think United should sign hindsight every single season. That's what we need to because we're always a year behind in every single decent signing, aren't we?
Yeah.
Oh, in the cases of the superstars who should be at this club, and I'll name a few now, but United just get them when the careers are over. Zlatan, Laurent Blanc, Schweinsteiger, Falcao, anyone else in there? Cavani. Jesus. Signing all these players in the twilight. United should have been signing these guys when they were 24, 25. That's when we should have been signing these players. But
when did we turn into the MLS of the fucking Premier League, signing everyone? Like, what's going on here? Are we LA Galaxy or are we fucking Man United? What's going on? Like, what are we signing 35-year-olds, 34-year-olds to give them a send-off?
Yeah, as Saeed would say, this is Manchester United Football Club. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. I like Larson, though. Larson was useful still on loan.
Oh, man. You know what? For a guy who was there a short space of time, he was like cult hero status, that man.
Yes.
He was ridiculous. You know what? That's a good shout as well. Even Matic. Matic would have been a good signing a few years before. That's what we should have been signing him from Benfica. That's what we should have been doing.
That was a proper Jose signing, though, man. That was always his sort of player. And I'm delighted we didn't get Perisic as well, which would have cost about 60 million. Like, imagine if we were stuck with Lundberg with Perisic. I mean, he's not a bad player, but
yeah, we're going to get some comments from the. We're going to get some questions from the comment section as well. So get your questions in the comments as well. First one here, Flawless, and coming to you with this one, mate, from Imran. Which players do you think will leave in the summer? I mean, he's asked me, but we're going to spell it around. We'll spread it around the boards. Me and Flawless. It's a tricky one now, this, mate, because we're talking like possibly Lingard coming back and being part of the squad again.
That's because Lingard's gone and shown that he's actually a good player. But again, if Lingard was still here, in the comments right now on this very show, people were talking about he's not good enough. He's average. He's not Manchester United standard. But again, I'm going to keep repeating this. He's gone to a worse team with a worse manager, with worse players around him, and he's getting better results.
Is that a big fish in a smaller pond, though, mate?
No, that's Ollie tax, man. Yeah. Let's call it what it is, man. That's on Ollie. Like, look at all the players we doubt. You know what I'm saying? We have a talented squad. Is it top of the top? No.
One thing I will say to back you up there, mate, I say if you send Donny van de Beek to anyone in the current top 6 right now,
yeah,
I would probably say you get a similar outcome on that.
Yeah,
I think
if you send him to Leicester, he does bits in the Leicester side. Definitely under Rodgers with all them players. He does bits there. Donny is. I throw Martial in that mix. I throw Greenwood in that mix. But again, all these talented players we have, but yet they are all suffering. Even Owen touched on it before, talking about Axel. And it's like when Axel first came in, we all thought he was going to be a star, and he's falling off. So if everybody in the team is falling off, when do we start looking at the person coaching? I don't understand why this manager gets away scot-free with it. Yes,
Owen, mate. Yeah, sorry, Flawless, mate.
Yeah, cool.
Just leads me straight into that one for Owen there, mate, because Lingard won't come back. We will end up selling Lingard simply because Ollie doesn't change the shape, and the only position Ollie can see for Lingard is where Bruno plays, and no one gets ahead of Bruno.
No one gets ahead of Bruno. Not even if we're up 4-0 against Real Sociedad, does anyone get fucking ahead of Bruno, which is a joke.
Here's one for you, mate. Would we be doing any worse right now with Donny van der Beek on one side of the front three and Lingard on the other side of the front three as a change?
What do you mean on the side of the front three? What, Donny's not
either side. Either side. No, Donny can play on the right hand side or left hand side of that front three.
Yeah, I mean, probably not, to be honest. I think Jesse, obviously, obviously, as you say, we're hindsight FC, and Jesse probably would have done a much better job coming in and fulfilling Bruno's, because Bruno has looked like he's needed a rest. And in terms of fulfilling that role and looking through our squad, I don't think there is another player that can come in and do what Bruno does. Jesse can do it, obviously to a much lesser extent, but Jesse can do that role. I feel a lot better than anyone else in our squad. So, but again, we would be probably better off a little bit, but does it really matter? I mean, I think we're gonna slump our way to mediocrity this season and finish a pretty boring second, and I just hope we fucking beat Granada and we have a bit of excitement towards the end of the season. Because if the only excitement I get is a top 4 race in the final day, I'm just gonna be fucking fuming, man.
Yeah, we had that last season, mate.
Like we were actually celebrating third, and at the time it was good, yeah. But looking back on that, that's quite fucking sad. Like the fact that we were celebrating third. Honestly,
mate, yeah. I know. Do you know what? We should have all been concerned, Flawless, when them pictures came. Do you know what? At the end of the Leicester game, all the players celebrating in front of the cameras. I should have had. I was getting carried away that we're actually back in the Champions League because it is a big deal, and them Champions League nights are massive. You know what? It is, unless you've actually been in it, you don't understand what Champions League means, because them nights you get some absolute games, and there's some moments in there. Me and Owen, you, Flawless, if you've been to the game, you will know what that night means anywhere. And
Facts.
I think we got carried away with that, but the players celebrating at the end of that game like they'd won a trophy, taking pictures on the sidelines. I'm like, you know what? Looking at that now, like Owen says, we were celebrating. Maybe we were just part of the issue there, thinking and accepting that was good.
Us as fans, we can get carried away. But you as players and professionals, you lot are paid to not get carried away. This is in your job description. Like, great result, on to the next one until you win a trophy type of thing. Of course, fans, we're not there. And people are like, oh, why'd you get carried away? Because I'm a fan and I enjoy this. I'm not an employee of the club. I'm a fan of the club. This is why when we was first, I said it. I'm going to ride this shit till the wheels fall off. Simply because I know it's not going to last. People are like, oh, are you still Ollie out? Can we win the league? No, we can't win the league. And as you've seen, we were 6 points clear or 3 points clear, blinked and we were 15 points behind and everything's over. And now we're out of the FA Cup, another semi-final loss in the Carabao Cup, and we have the Europa League to look forward to. I do believe we will win it, though. I do think we'll win the Europa League.
You think we will?
I think we'll win it. Maybe that's more my heart and my head.
Fucking go to it as well. I'd love to have gone to Poland to watch that. That'd have been fucking brilliant.
I hear you. As bad as this season's been, I would have took a Carabao Cup win and made that like it was a Champions League win. Simply because
you'd have turned into Spurs level just for that season.
But can I just ask you on a serious note? Flores, I don't know about you, about how many times, how much you go to games or whatever.
Yeah.
But as I know you go to games a lot, so do I. How, like, in terms, I'm sort of like gradually caring less and less because I haven't been in that long. Like, I don't know how you are feeling about it. Do you know what I mean? Like, it just doesn't feel like it's real anymore. Do you know? That sort of, like, it's now been over a year since we've been to a game, and it now feels like I'm watching FIFA. Like, it's at that point now. It doesn't feel real. Like, it doesn't. I don't have any connection to it anymore. Like, it's sort of killing the connection. I think if fans
Do you know what, Owen, mate? I think you nailed it there, because I think that's coming across on the pitch in the players right now. There is no connection. There's no fear in any game right now. And you know what? The players are playing like there's no consequences. They're not being punished because we're seeing the same team play every single week. and we're rewarding mediocrity. The fans wouldn't let that happen. And it's like Ollie used the excuse many a times early on in the season. He stopped using it now. I don't know if you guys picked up on it, but if the Stretford end and the fans were there, we would have sucked that ball into the goal for him. I said, you know what? Half of that Stretford end was singing against your CEO last season, and they're the ones in all the nice seats all of a sudden. So I don't think he would have got the same sort of reception that he was thinking of, mate. Because I think that's why a lot of these players' standards have dropped off as well, because they've got no one really to answer to in the stadium.
Fans ain't accepting it. Like, as much pressure that Ollie's under and the players are under now for poor performances, if fans are there, they kicking off 3-0 in a row. Fans are going to be kicking off royally in that. Other opposition fans will be singing to Ollie, you're getting sacked in the morning. Then it becomes a whole cycle. Then they're talking about it on Sky and BT and BBC. And then these things are more of a talking point. But the fact there's no fans there, I can imagine the fans in the Stretford End singing attack, attack, attack. I could imagine it. That's what it is, because games are boring. Obviously, I know, Adam, you do watch-alongs. I do watch-alongs. But yet, everyone I speak to who does United watch-alongs is doing everything but watch-along. It's basically just a link-up.
Do you know what it's like? Do you know what it's like, mate? I was thinking about this the other day. It's like an NFL game. It's like a halftime show. It's just like it's putting things out to the people and just getting some banter going. You know what? We have more fun. We have more fun now in games.
The conversation.
You know what? And this dropped off in December as well. Like Owen said there, we went to the top. It dropped off, and then the fans just went, hey, yeah, do you know what? I'm not surprised. And then the excitement for it has just drained away. But it is like, weird.
Watching the football, I probably chat more to my dad now during the game than before. If I spoke during a match, my dad would go off the fucking head. Clip around the ear. He'd call me all sorts. Now, like, we're just having a chat about work. We're catching up. I mean, I've spoken more to my dad during the 90 minutes than I have in the rest of my fucking life now.
There
recently.
You go.
Because it's just because we're honestly, it's not but it's not just the football on the pitch. I feel like it's just because we feel the disconnect from it is just massive because we haven't been for a year, man. And it's honestly, I can't. I don't think football could survive much longer without crowds. I just don't see where the love comes from anymore. I just don't see it.
Yeah, that's it. Everyone who's in the room with us right now, hit that like button, people, and hit that subscribe button while you're there, guys. We're going to come on to the last segment. Flawless, just touch on what you were going to say there, mate, before we interrupted you, pal.
It's cool, no worries. I was just saying, I get what Owen's saying about the disconnect. I think once the stadiums open back up and when fans start going 3 or 4 games, I think that will turn around like that. But I do get your point though about the disconnect being there. Definitely, with 100%.
Yeah, but is it going to come back with 3 or 4 games? Because are we going to get introduced with you can have a 20% capacity and then a 30% and then it gets pulled away again? You don't know where it's going to come back, man. That's the thing.
Yeah, it's one of them. I think more so though. Adding on to it again, aside from the football, I think people just seeing each other again in the stadium. Yeah. So if you're a season ticket, just seeing your boy who you've not seen in a year, who sits next to you every home game, like, oh, I've not seen you, how you doing? They could have had a kid in this time. It's just good to interact again, just to chant again.
That is what I am. I'm craving that, mate, just to get to actually speak to people that are not in text down the side of my screen. Yes. You know what? I'll have people coming up to me and talking to me face to face. You know what I mean? That's what I'm craving. And we will be getting that on film and camera as well outside the game. We're going to be doing more of that content as well. I know I can't wait for, boys. An away day, Owen. Oh my God,
mate. Don't even talk to me. Don't even fucking talk to me about the away day. Oh, mate. The fact that the thought, of going on the train to Burnley or somewhere.
Some shithole. Yeah.
Proper shithole. Down Burnley. You walk down that steep hill out of the station, found some pub called Club Tropicana or something. It had the most it did not belong in Burnley, basically. That was just it. Like, the name of it didn't belong. It was £2 for a pint of Foster's. I didn't know where I was. I thought it was in Spain on holiday. And
he was in Benidorm, mate.
I thought I was in Benidorm or something. And then I'm eating a Hollands pie, singing songs. Anthony Croller was in the away end, loving life. Like, it was that's what I want. I want to be singing songs and some bald bloke, kissing his shiny head when we go up 1-0. Like, that's what I want.
The sweat.
I have to admit. Yeah, I get your point. Yeah. I do miss going to away. I don't go as often as I would like, but going to away games is the best, and it just singing your head off, singing.
I remember. Do you know what? My last, the one that springs to mind was the Arsenal away in the FA Cup. Me and TJ went down about 20 rows just on a wave. I don't know how we did it because of all the seats. It was weird. It just like you floated down. It's just the old feeling to it. But I mean, we cheered ourselves up a little bit towards the end, guys, at least.
And you always fuck your shins against the plastic backs of the seats as well. Mate. Oh, mate, that is so sore.
Hanging. But before we go, I'm going to come to you with this one first, Flawless, mate. Would you accept this? I've said this a few times. Would you accept Ole being at this football club next season if it meant him seeing out his contract and this football club doing something right structure-wise and planning for the next manager through next season and Ole's replacement? Because if he doesn't, you could get the other end of it, mate, and that new deal gets signed. Would you accept next season under Ole again, knowing
that he's going to leave?
He was going to walk away with dignity. No one's been sacked. We don't have to fork out more transfer kitty money to get rid of another manager, which is what's going to have to happen if we do sign a new deal.
Yeah, I could see them doing this because everyone was talking about new deal this, new deal that. But I remember with Mourinho, he signed a new deal in the summer and then he sacked him like 3 months later, which made no sense. But if it meant, I want his manager gone now. But if it meant it was like, right, we're going to sack him at the back end, the end of next season, at least that gives me hope. There's light at the end of the tunnel. But I think that season, we can't just go another season with this. The football being bad, the no trophies, whether, because it's not even looking like we're going to win trophies. Just no hope. I have no belief anymore. We literally are individual brilliance FC. We rely on individual brilliance to win us football matches, and eventually that runs out. So that's how I'm looking at it. But yes, in the scenario you've given me, if I knew he was leaving at the end of next season, I would take that. But I want him gone now, like regardless of what happens.
Yeah, Owen, mate. Same question to you, mate. I mean, if Ole went and won something next season and challenged for the league, is he warranting his contract extension then? Is it sensible football? Used to be a great game. That I don't know if you guys played that. Sensible World of Football. What a fantastic game that was. But
I don't remember that Sensible World.
I'm only 21, so I mean, like, I was straight away on FIFA.
Yeah. So anyone in the comments want to back me up on that game, please? Anyone of a certain age? Not Sensible World of Soccer.
What was that? Let me Google this because I might remember.
Sensible Soccer, mate. It was. You know what, mate? It was on a day of like the Sega Mega Drive.
Okay. So, I was a PlayStation man back then. That's why I probably won't remember it still. I remember the old football game.
When the first PlayStation came out, Sensible Soccer, Aliens in there. But, mate, it would be normal business sense.
Right, you talking time ago, 1992, you know, Mazel.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Well, first time we won the league, 92, 93, Premier League.
7 years before I was born.
Yeah. Do we give Ollie next season, Owen, then give him a deal if he does something next season?
That would be the most, as you say, sensible thing to do. But like, in terms of like what you could possibly see is him winning a Europa League at the end of the season, and like that either being a like good. I could see that as possibly being a good parting gift. Like you've won the trophy and then see bye bye. But I reckon he's going to sign a new contract if we win any silver. If we do win the Europa League at the end of the season, there'll be a bit of a good vibe around the club. I know Flawless isn't going to change his mind on a manager, and neither is Saeed. And I mean, Rant's got Ollie out printed on the back of a shirt, so he's definitely not changing.
In his defense, that wasn't Rant's in that. That was his finger.
Oh, was
account.
It?
Yeah, that's he's got a meme account in it, so it wasn't Rant's in it. It was Rant's
fair. Well, Rant's is Ollie out anyway. But like, the people that are Ollie out, and they're not going to change that. But I feel like if he does win a Europa League, he probably will sign a new deal. I mean, I have nothing against Ollie. I love him, and I think it's been terrible at the moment. I do think you were right in what you said, though. I think he's probably got the most out of this team that he possibly can. I didn't think Ollie was going to be. I sort of hope and maybe a bit of delusion that he was going to be the man to win us the title. I think he's the man to bring us to that next step. But the problem with that is I don't see a man to take over to bring us to that next level that is available, that we can go and get. So I feel like the club are just going to take the safe option. Ollie signs maybe a 2-year extension, and then if it all depends on whether we win the Europa League or not. I think if we win silverware, it brings a big mood around, good mood around the club, good mood around all the social media. You know how they love that. And then they'll announce Ollie signs a new 2-year contract extension, and that'll be that, I think. And then you could see a year and a half down the line, Ollie goes and someone else comes in. But there's a lot of ifs, buts, and maybes, man. You can't predict it.
No, that is it. Guys, that is also it for tonight's show. That has flown by. It's great when it's just a normal conversation. That felt like a pub conversation, that to me.
Yeah, man,
I just felt like drinks were flowing. It was simple and easy. Guys, in the comments, you were bang on tonight. Brilliant. Thanks for joining us as always. Don't forget, hit that like button on your way out. Hit the subscribe button if you are watching for the first time. Click on the notification bell as well. Guys, before we shoot off, Owen, just give the people a shout out to your channel on your socials, mate, before we go. What we on now, mate? Are we hitting up 150s, 200s?
To be honest, mate, I've taken the foot off the gas a bit because I've been doing a few
everyone's got to work, mate.
Few other bits and bobs, as our mate is called. But yeah, Cockney Red 99 and Owen Ruch 1 on Instagram. If you want to see me making a tit of myself when lockdown does end.
Yeah. If you follow me as well, people, on my Instagram, it's going across the bottom there. You'll see Owen and what he was talking about before and that old fan cam on my stories as well. But don't forget, check out the YouTube stories as well, people. They're just the same, but you get to do a little bit more with them. So do check out them. Just press on the logo on the main page. Flawless, mate. Busy as always, mate. I'm seeing you everywhere at the moment, pal. But give the people a shout out to your socials, mate.
Yeah, people, you can catch me on Twitter and Instagram. That's me, Flawless. And the YouTube channel is Sarcasm City TV. So, of course, we do Manchester United content, but there's other footballing content on there as well. We got a Manchester City show, Arsenal show, there's boxing, MMA, politics, a Q&A sports show we do. Yeah, man. I mean,
you found City fans to do, you found City fans to do a show. Jesus, man.
I love that. I love that, Petty. That's great. I love that. And it's 2 gal, actually. It's 2 females. It's 2 females doing it. Yeah. Actual genuine Manchester City fans as well. But yeah, Sarcasm City TV, subscribe to the channel. We go live every day. Multiple shows on there, like I said, not just football.
And say just did message me then about modding on the channel. So I know there was one of them people was Saeed, so I'll have to remember that next time. God, guys. But all that's left for us to say, people, is try and keep your heads up. Try and be positive if you can. We've got a few more games to get through this season, and who knows what is going to happen. But thanks for joining us tonight, people. Take care. God bless. I will see you in a couple of days with another video. Stay tuned. Hit that notification button, and you will know when that is coming out. But for now, people, see you later.